Hello, Outreach Gang. Thank you all so much for joining us again. This is episode 2 of the UT Outreach Dallas podcast. We're coming to you from Dallas, excited to just be able to share with you one more time. So, again, my name is Brian English. I want to pass it briefly to a couple of really awesome, dope people. First, we have Miss Taryn Bright Haskett, who's going to introduce herself, and then Mr. Joe Posada will introduce himself.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Taryn Bright Haskett, reporting live. I am Assistant Director here at UT Outreach Dallas. I'm also a UT Austin alum, graduated 2014, and I'm just happy to be here with the crew.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Posada. I'm also an Assistant Director here at UT Outreach Dallas. I joined the team recently, but I've been with Outreach actually a while back, so it's good to be back and good to be part of this.
Thank you all so much. Again, Brian English. I'm the Executive Director with the Dallas Engagement Center. So in conjunction with Outreach, which is our college access, we're also seeking to help our students by adding a few more different ways they can be successful. So one being internships, another being mentoring, study abroad, professional development. We want to work with our students all the way from high school up until their college graduates. So that's the vision that we have. That's what we're aiming for. As you can see right now, we're doing some different things just to be able to reach out to you and engage you, get your attention, but also share some really good information at the same time. So before we jump into the meat of things, this first segment that we have is just about getting to know each and every one of us a little more. I think what people do with their everyday life says a lot about them. I think it gives us a little more perspective about one another. Sometimes we may think they're a little crazy, or we may say, oh, they're more like me than I thought, or they could be totally, off the wall on certain things. But, it's just to get to know us better. So my question is, we're talking about time management today. And so most people have something that they watch, whether it's Netflix or Hulu or regular TV, antenna TV, like what I have. So my question is, what's your show and how are you allotting yourself time to watch that during this COVID-19 era? So I'm gonna start off with you, Joe. What you got?
So right now, we just finished, Bay and I, we just finished actually watching the Ozarks, which is a show on Netflix. I started season 1 back in the day and then waited. And we literally binge watched season 2 and 3 like in a couple of days. And we watch it usually when the baby's asleep. And usually at late at night. So it's either the last thing we see or the first thing we see in the morning. Since we wake up roughly about 5 or 6 in the morning, we just start watching straight until we got to get our day on.
So when you say baby, tell us about what that situation is.
Oh yeah, so I just recently I have a 2-month-old baby, 2.5-month-old baby, and so with this sleeping schedule, especially during the day when he's active and what have you. So we're both active with the balancing of him being up. Myself working and just getting our day-to-day things done here at home. So that looks kind of like not hectic, but it's a little moving here and there throughout the day. But in the evening, once it's time after grandma comes and sees him, when he's knocked up from 10, 11 and he's out for a couple of hours, and man, we try to take advantage of that time, just getting some things done around the house. Or now, as of late, we've just been watching just Ozarks again, and that's how we've been able to kind of binge watch everything.
So just for context, you got a newborn. You got a job, so you're trying to manage all that, trying to work and watch your show and take care of this newborn all at the same time, right?
Yes, sir. So and now because he's 2.5 months old, I feel like he's getting into a pattern of sleeping. We've been lucky since the get-go, he started taking 4 to 5 hour sleeps. Now he sleeps around maybe 10:30. He goes up out to about 1, eats. We change him, goes back to bed, and then he wake up till maybe 5:30 or 6. And then if mama's around, she's usually able to put him to sleep, and they both take a nap together. And so, it's been a ride for sure, especially with this time. So again, I'm kind of grateful a little bit because I'm actually I spent a lot of time with my son. Since he came out of the womb till now, so it's been really, really great. So I'm trying to look at the positive out of this.
Sure. Cool, Miss Bright Haskett. tell us what's going on with your time allocation and how you're managing to be able to watch your shows and what shows those are, and what are the all the wonderful dynamics around how you have to go about doing that.
Okay, so for me, let's see. Okay, so I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I have two under two, so that's a lot in itself right there. And my show is, let's see. I was over here like thinking the whole entire time. Okay, so let's say, okay, I was watching All American. I feel like that's pretty like I can't watch a lot of bad things because of the kids, so I can't like. I love Insecure. Insecure just started, but I can't be watching that because it's all the inappropriate content for my kids. But All American and Greenleaf are two shows that I watch, and I finished All American. But those are really if the kids allow me to watch the TV. Really, it goes with like if they're not, whatever to get them to be quiet and soothe. And be quiet sounds bad, but like just a time of peace.
No, be quiet. You said the right thing. Whenever they're quiet.
Well, that's what I do. I either do it like late night or early morning, or when they allow me. That sounds. Or when they allow me, or they want to watch like humans on TV, they don't want to watch animation. So it's really whenever I can. It's not even no set times because it can change throughout the day. And then on top of that, it's like if I'm cleaning up in the middle of the night or washing clothes, I'll put it on while I'm folding clothes. So, or if I'm cooking dinner, I'm like, well, if I'm cooking dinner, I can at least watch what I want to watch while I'm cooking dinner. So, yeah, but those are the two shows, All American and Greenleaf. Those are the ones I just caught up on.
Yeah, I'll piggyback. My stuff is late night when the kids are asleep, and right maybe a week or two ago, I started watching The Last OG. So that's kind of my binge. I kind of slowed down a little bit. The first season, I probably watched that the first night and a half, and then I've been slowly doing one or two since then. I think I'm catching up to the new season, which is season 3. But yeah, same situation, small kids, get them to bed, when it's quiet, then I can watch what I want to watch. And I think as we talk about time management, it's important to make sure that you are able to find some time for yourself to kind of do something that you want to do. We spend a lot of the day, whether you're a student satisfying your teachers, or whether you're a person working trying to satisfy your boss or your spouse, making sure you're good with your spouse, or if you're a parent, making sure you're good with your kids. But at some point you gotta you need some me time. I take myself for long walks in the park. I had a nice long walk today. It was lovely, some me time. So but that's cool. Thank y'all for sharing that. Nobody had any. I didn't hear any Tiger King or anything. So I think y'all are.
Actually, I did watch.
Oh, so y'all didn't want to say that. Y'all didn't want to say that.
No. I don't have a problem. Shout out to Carol Baskins and Tiger King, but
I've heard she's a bad person. That's all I know.
No, I don't know. But all I know is that I want the big cats, to be free, and that's it.
We'll do a special edition of our podcast all about Tiger King.
For sure. Let's do it.
All right. So we mentioned we're doing a whole bunch of new innovative things during this season. So Joe, can you tell us about, for those that are watching, we came up with a name for whoever may be watching, whether it's 2, 3, or 500 people. We said Outreach Squad. So y'all are squad up, Outreach Squad. We played around with gang, but we felt like that would be inappropriate for some people. We didn't want to keep that going. So Outreach Squad. Tell the Outreach Squad how they can connect with us on some different platforms.
Of course, yeah. So we got so one of the main ones that we're using is Google Classroom, and just kind of the Google Suite. So students, we have a Google Classroom for each grade level. So if you're a 9th grader, 10th, 11th, or 12th grader, we have a classroom designated for you all, and we'll actually show the codes here in a bit for you all to look at. But essentially, with these codes, you'll be able to log in, sign up for the class. You'll need to use your personal Gmail account because unfortunately, you won't be able to use your district or school Gmail account. So make sure you use your personal Gmail account. You sign in. And then essentially, we have assignments for you all. There are on a monthly topic following our curriculum. So it's really neat. You get a chance to really kind of engage us in that sense in the virtual world. You'll get to answer some questions. We get to know you a little bit better. And then at the same time, you'll be able to set up a virtual appointment with us as well. So we can have one-on-one, whether it's with myself, with Dr. English or Ms. Bright. And then we'll be able to kind of follow via phone or video conference. And so it kind of, again, it gives you, we try to minimize the disruption that's going on with COVID-19 and what have you, and still be able to help you and support you and give you additional resources that you may have. So again, Google Classroom is one of the platforms that we're using. We also have our Google Forms to use for virtual appointments. Or if you have general questions, you can ask us via those platforms. We also have our Google site where you can go ahead and just kind of get some more general information, or basically our hub where everything is located. And then also we have our Google text numbers as well. So we'll have our numbers shared by all of us. If you ever feel like you want to kind of text us just to see, like, you have a couple of questions about the next steps, or you just kind of need some advice, or just want to chit chat about the college and career process, just feel free to reach out to us, and we'll definitely stay in touch, and we'll make sure that we're following with each and every single one of you.
Thank you. So Joe is our Google guru, and Taryn is our social media guru. I'm just here to help talk and bring everything that they have to light. So Ms. Taryn, can you tell us about what we're doing on social media and how people can follow us?
All right, Outreach Squad, we in this thing. We are on all social media platforms. We on Facebook for your grandma and your mama and them. We are on Instagram for you and your friends. Check us out. So basically Facebook, we are UT Outreach DFW. We're also on Twitter, so tweet us, add us, and all whatever you got going on, add us. We'll retweet you if it's appropriate. And it's at UT Outreach DFW. And then on Instagram, we're UT Outreach Dallas. So follow us. We won't follow you back because we know how y'all are about your privacy. So follow us. And also, we're posting like different videos like we're doing right now. We're posting on all social media platforms. We'll go Instagram Live. We'll do 60 seconds with UT Outreach Dallas. Mine will be popping up very, very soon on how to choose the right college for you. And then we'll have Joe later on this week with 60 seconds with UT Outreach as well. And Brian, our fearless leader, went last week and talked about, what did you talk about, B?
How to choose a major.
And how to choose a major. So we're out here, we are resources, we are using all social media platforms to make sure we can connect with you.
So join the Outreach Squad, whether you're a high school student, a former outreach student, a recent graduate from college, a young professional, because we need everybody's perspective, we need everyone's insight, we need everyone to chime in different kind of ways. And Instagram Live, we did one last Friday, and we had some former students come in. We had a current UT student come in, and it was amazing. So we just really enjoyed engaging with you all. So now we're going to jump into the meat of what we came to talk about this evening, which is time management, which is, so I think I look at life in two different eras now. You have pre-COVID, actually it's three. You have pre-COVID, you have the actual COVID, then you have post-COVID. So pre-COVID time management probably will look extremely different than post-COVID, during and post-COVID time management, especially right now in the thick of things, as we kind of talked about, just even trying to be able to watch our television show and get work done. So we wanted to talk about time management, what it looks like now, what it will look like. I think we'll have a lot more virtual ways to connect and different ways to engage with people, but we just want to talk about it from kind of these three different perspectives. So Joe's going to share first about what it looks like to manage your time as an underclassman. If you're a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, Tara's going to talk about our current, or I flipped it around. Tara's going to talk about our underclassmen. Joe's going to talk about our seniors, and I'll talk about everybody else after that. So Ms. Taryn, if you could jump us off and tell us, what should our underclassmen be doing right now as it relates to managing their time?
Okay, so shout out to my underclassmen. What's that? 2021, 2022, and 2023. So shout out to y'all. It's my underclassmen. We know what juniors, because y'all must be seniors. So I'm gonna put you on the upperclassmen. But for my freshmen and my juniors, right now, just you need to be like basically understanding what time management is. So time management is basically you sectioning off your day, whatever that may be, not letting a lot of distractions get in your way of trying to get to like finish your goals or be successful in that day. So that's what time management is. So that means if you know you love to be on Instagram to 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., that means you need to get everything you've done ahead of time in that day. And for my gamers, if you gaming all day, this is just for you. You need to put down the gaming and have a set time when all your friends are gonna be on there, because all your friends are at home anyways. So y'all need to set out set times together. And this is a good time like underclassmen to like get your friends together and y'all both all learn time management together, because right now colleges only look at your 9th through 11th grade grades. The reason why I'm saying that is when by the time you get to be a senior in your fall, you don't have any grades yet. So they're just looking at 9th through 11th grade. So even though we're at home during this COVID time, you still need to be like taking time out, getting those grades done, because you still will get grades. So making sure if you already know you used to wake up in the morning, especially for my students who start school at 7:30 a.m., at least get up by 8 a.m., 9 a.m. to get all your work done before 12 or before 2 p.m. And then from there, you can like, okay, I'm gonna spend time, I'm gonna eat my lunch, and then I'm gonna watch my favorite TV show, then I'm gonna get on gaming, I'm gonna watch anime, whatever you doing in your spare time, let that be after a certain time of the day. So like, for example, let's say if you have 3 classes, like an English class, a math class, and a science class. Okay, you know they're all virtual. Let's say they don't have a time frame to get work done. If you know you're struggling in math, give 2 hours to math. You know you science is whip it out. Okay, you can probably do that in 30 minutes, 45 minutes top. And then for like reading and writing, okay, we need to like get those creative juices going. Add more extra time to that, because right now time management helps us not to rush. Like, because we don't want to rush ourselves and put out a terrible output of work. We want to slow down, think what we're thinking about, and put our best output out there for our teachers to grade. Because I know you're probably like, oh, not trying to take it seriously, but teachers are on the other side grading this poor work. So if you was doing this poor work at school, like try your best now. Like restart right now. Like COVID is like putting everybody on pause. And right now, during this pause time, you need to be out here grinding, getting these grades up, and getting to the next level. And because we got to think about life after high school, and we did it as my freshmen and sophomores. You have to got to think about ranking. So what I'm saying is, take your time out, cut things out of your day. And for my freshmen, sophomores, like y'all need to like write a list down. Okay, you got homework, you can't be applying for scholarships. You can be doing research about colleges and what's the college for you. And then you also, on top of all of that, you need to be figuring out like your passion and your major, what Dr. Brian English talked about in his last video. So you have a lot of things to be thinking about, but that can seem overwhelming. I get it. So, okay, I'm gonna bring it back. Like I said, make a list of what you need to do and what you wanna do, your goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, whatever that may be. And then from there, take blocks of times out. If you know you're not good at 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning, don't be up. Don't set that expectation for yourself, because we know you ain't gonna be up. You're gonna be asleep. But what I'm saying is, we take a step back and you think about what's best for you, because right now we're thinking about what's best for you and your time frame. And this is the only time frame you're gonna have to work for yourself. And think about it like this. If we're being serious, in college, your professors ain't calling you every day in your face. This is getting you prepared for college life, if you want to be honest. This is getting you prepared for the real world and be on your own time management schedules and your own deadlines. So freshmen, sophomores, juniors, y'all need to take this time right now to learn. And if you need help with that, we have virtual appointments as well to sit down with you and share screens of how we block out our time in our day.
All right. Thank you, Joe. How can we help our seniors?
No, Sam. So I want to piggyback on what Ms. Bright said. So same thing, like seniors, basically everything she said applies to you and then some, right? So for our seniors, you have everything going on. You're balancing, your schoolwork. You're also balancing, time at home. And then on top of that, you're also balancing prepping for fall 2020, which is, transition to college or to a technical school or the military or the professional world. And so the only way to be able to do that is, so it's kind of prepping like the same thing, kind of creating a to-do list. We actually created a to-do list that we published earlier on Monday, where it allows you, kind of gives you a little checklist, kind of what's some of the things that you should be working on. And so based on that checklist, like I would follow that and then add a little bit more to it. So, you're already working with your your high school schedule. So getting everything that you need to get done. And then in between, you know, every now and then, if you get like a 15-20 minute break during lunch or what have you, the neat thing about, you know, following what are the next steps after high school is that they're not going to take, you know, a whole hour to kind of figure out. It's like you can take them, compartmentalize them and do them like one a day. So if it's like checking up on your financial aid, you know, see were you selected for verification. If you did that, you know, leave that for Monday, right? On a Monday, look at your financial aid for all the schools and see where you're at. And the neat thing is that, again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, set up an appointment with us, and we can help you with that as well, or via email or via text. Then after that, you start looking at the next day. You can follow, like, you know what, the next day I'm going to work on housing. You know, is my housing done? Do I have all of that done, or am I going to be commuting? So for those students that are coming down to Austin, you know, so you have to ensure that you're logging to your My Status and looking at your portal. For those that are attending somewhere near in the Dallas area, same thing, logging into that portal. Or if you're going to be commuting, trying to figure that out on there as well. And so as you're creating this this to-do list, you'll be able to check them off as you go. And so again, the neat thing is that these don't have to be done all in one day, all within the hour. You can space it out, because the more that you think about it and where you start creating the list, you might become like me. And it's like sometimes when I look at my to-do list, I get a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm like, oh, wow, like, okay, I have a lot to do. But I'm like, you know what? All of this doesn't have to be done in one day. I can break it down. And so I do that to compare my your financial aid, your housing, comparing your financial war letters, knowing that between now and May 1st, you have between now and May 1st to accept your admissions. So because you have that, so you have roughly about 2.5 weeks to make that decision of where it is that you're going to be attending in the fall. So you have like 2 weeks to figure that out, right? And then accepting your financial aid. Typically, your financial aid, you don't have to do it until mid-May. For example, for UT Austin, our deadline is May 22nd. So not only do you have until May 1st to make your decision, but then you have a couple of 22 extra days to make sure that you accept all your financial aid and make sure all your ducks in a row on that sense. And then after that, you know, making sure, are you registered for orientation? Have you submitted any supporting documents? And then also getting ready, like if you're traveling out for moving date, trying to figure out, like, you know, when is going to be moving date? How is that going to look like? And one thing, side note to keep in mind for orientation, some universities are going to be looking to do an online orientation as well. So for example, for us, UT Austin, we're doing our orientation online. So you have to look at those dates. We set up a whole webpage for you, and I'll make sure that we link it on here as well, so you can take a look at it. And so like that, you can go ahead and make sure that you're up to date on how we're kind of supporting you all throughout this process. Because again, we understand that everything going on at home, schoolwork, we want to ensure that this process is very seamless and pretty straightforward and streamlined for you. So like that, you're not feeling overwhelmed. And in the event that it does feel overwhelmed, just know that you have us three to kind of to help you with that. And then we have our admissions team as well for those attending UT, and then just connecting you with the right people on that as well. So just keep that in mind as you're kind of figuring out, you know, what takes priority and whatnot. Just know that especially the college process, once you do that to-do list, you start like, oh, I can knock this within the week. You can knock everything out rather than trying to do that all on one.
Thank y'all. Totally echo everything that y'all said. So I think for just the entire outreach squad, whether you're high school, college, grown man, grandpa, grown woman, grandma, whatever the case may be, I think each day we have to look at it like this. I think God gives us three things. He gives us time, he gives us talent, and he gives us treasure. The only one of those things that you can really, really lose is time. There's no recovering that time. You may have a bag, you lose that bag. You can, hey, make some stuff happen and go recover that bag. You can, get your racks up. You can make investments. Your talent, let's say your jump shot falls off. All right. You may be out for 1 week. You go to the gym, get 1,000 shots up a day, and it's back there. If you waste time, there's no recovering that time. So that's why time is extremely important. How you manage that time is extremely important. So I'll give you a macro down to the micro. Macro, each year, I think we should all make a list of goals that we want to accomplish. So for mine is family, finances, fitness, faith, and then further. Further just means any other thing else that I want to do outside of those four things. Set those goals for the year. And then it comes down to how you want to go about accomplishing those goals. So for me, I definitely use the my calendar, Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar on my phone. It kind of syncs my work and my personal calendar. And so I'm syncing up with my wife, I'm syncing up with my kids' schedule. And I kind of task, like Joe mentioned earlier, I task my day out by way of my calendar. So each 30-minute block has a specific thing that I'm trying to get accomplished, even if it's just I'm taking a walk, or even if it's lunchtime, or even if I need to review some videos so that we can talk about time management tonight. Whatever it is, I think that's one way to block it out. Or you can take the more simple route. A lot of people prefer pen paper, or paper and pencil, and a checklist, and if you can check that thing off, it does something to your soul to make you feel like you accomplished something. So you can do that on pen and paper, you can do it on your phone, but it's just about being mindful of each year, each month, each week, each day. And if you're like me, I may be a bit extreme, but each 30-minute hour block of time, because we cannot get that time back. And so we'll move into like this current season, even in a time of COVID-19. I'm teaching the kids during the day, working during the day, and I take that special time that I have at night while they're sleeping to do stuff like this, productive stuff, getting work done, getting other things accomplished that I want to get done, knowing that I don't have to wake up as early. I still got to get up and do things, but instead of waking up at 5:30, now I can wake up at 7:30 because I don't have to commute to school, I don't have to commute to work. And so using that extra time that I have at night while everybody sleeps to get stuff done. So I think how we allocate our time is extremely, extremely important. You may want to read. I'm trying to learn Spanish. Yo soy en escuela de español, via my phone. So did I say that right? Did that work?
That worked. They got the
Okay,
message
all right.
across.
So I'm working on it. So I'm doing some other writing too. So it's just about capturing that time that we have, any extra space, any extra time that you have right now, and doing something special with it. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is using this extra time to better myself. And so that's in the season of COVID-19 virtually. I don't have to go to school. I don't have to, whatever I can do from my home to better myself, that's kind of what I'm using this time for. What are y'all's thoughts?
I think that's perfect. Right now, but then I want to like make sure everybody like, okay, we're all bettering ourselves, but make sure self-care is in there. Like B said, he took a long walk, whether it's watching your favorite show. Self-care during this time is very, very important, because like I said, it can get overwhelming. You were coming talking about time management while your little brothers and little sisters and your mama, your grandma, and all this is going on, and trying to manage toilet tissue, trying to manage paper towels and hand wipes. It is a lot, and we know that, but we just want to make sure, okay, yes, be better in yourselves. So my underclassmen, better yourselves for your sophomore year, better yourselves for your junior year, better yourselves for your senior year, better yourself for your first year in college. Because right now it's a lot of self-evaluation, but don't be too hard on yourself. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all. Don't be hard on yourself. And if you do, let's say if you do miss that step, let's say if you do, you don't let's say that goal you didn't miss that day, it is okay, but just know, how can I get better at this? Like, don't stay in that time, and don't be so negative about yourself during this time either. So time management is important. Yes, we cannot get with the time we lost, but we gotta, if we lost some time that day, how can we better the next day? Okay, so just keep pushing forward to the next goal.
And if you feel like you're stuck somewhere, or if you're overwhelmed or what have you, then never be afraid to ask for help. And I think that's the biggest thing, and that's something that I learned as I transitioned from high school to undergraduate my first semester. Is that I was afraid of asking for help, because I thought that no one would understand what I was going through, being a first-gen student, and what have you. And then realizing that, no, there's people out there that are willing and wanting to help. And the neat thing is that you have the outreach team here. We're here solely to support you and prepare you and ensure that you're successful in whatever it is that you want to be successful in the future. So just know that we're here. I think we've covered all of our bases, whether it's via text, via video conference, via calls, via social media, via Google Classroom. We covered all of our bases. So just reach out to us, and we're here to help.
Thank y'all for those perspectives, and thank you. You definitely reminded me of something that we're sharing Wi-Fi, we're sharing devices in many cases. So we're trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. When can we go out? When can we go to the store? When they were out of this product the last time I went to the store. So how do I? So you're right. Right now, it's a different viewpoint and perspective on managing time. So thank y'all for sharing those things. So what are, if you had to give maybe two or three takeaways, like my underclassmen need to know this, my seniors need to know this. When I come off of this podcast or Zoomcast, as I like to say, I should probably hit these two things really quick. What do you say, Joe, for your seniors?
To walk away that, yeah, so in order to manage your time a lot better, more efficient, to be efficient and effective, for me, the to-do list work, definitely, being creating a to-do list of what are things that you need to do, and taking your macro level perspective, what are the things you need to get done for fall 2020 for college, right? And then bring it to the micro level is what can I do now to get there, and set up those deadlines, set up your to-do list with those deadlines on there. At the same time, finding a platform on what to use. I like you. I like to use my work calendar for everything, and so I block out everything that I need to do. And then the neat thing is that I put recurring things, so I know that every Monday at a certain time I'm working on this. I know that every morning between 9 and 10 I'm checking all the Google Classroom, all the forms and what have you. So it's setting that up for our students and know that if you plan that, you'll be good to go. And then lastly is that knowing that in the event you get stuck anywhere in between, you can always reach out to us to get us up and running.
All right. Underclassmen.
Okay, so I made this really quickly. So for my underclassmen, can we see this? Is that focused?
Look closer.
you may need to read it out loud for sure.
Just read it out. Read it out loud.
Okay, so I was showing y'all go on your task, right, or in your phone, and basically you need to block out a time because I feel like we're telling y'all calendars, we're telling you planners, and we're not. I'm not gonna say y'all don't do it, but I'm just saying something quick and easy. You need to write out a list or in your notes and just do checkoffs and just say, okay, schoolwork from 10 to 12. Check. Lunch, me time, self-care, 12 to 1. And then work on a goal, whether that be a scholarship, researching your college, or getting on Khan Academy, work on your SAT and AC or SAT scores, just for 30 minutes, and then going back, okay, hang out with friends, get on, what's that thing? I got House Play now, whatever that's called, House Party app, or Instagram, scroll, do your favorite TikTok at that time. But it's just I need to block out your days on your phone and literally, because if you don't see your visions on your phone or to cross something out, you're not getting done because your mind, you're going to forget. So you need to actually write it down on a piece of paper, put up a sticky note on the wall, make it visual. That's my test in my, I guess my forward or my quest to you guys. Make it visual and make it and write it down or put it in your phone. Set reminders, set alarm clocks throughout the day. Because if you're not using your calendar, just set a alarm clock saying, okay, if you have it going off every hour, get back on task. Okay, that's an alarm to get back on task. Oh, let me get back on task. Let me get back on task. I have reminders and alarm clocks on my phone daily. My team will let you know. My phone, if we stay on this live until 8 o'clock, it's going to say 8 p.m. It's 8 o'clock because you need to know because time, like Dr. English said, it cannot be wasted. So set reminders, write it down. That's all I gotta say. Write it down, set reminders, and set alarms, and then so you can take care of your time and manage your time.
I love going last on these kind of questions because I can just say ditto to everything that y'all said. And I echo what y'all say. But, being able to visually see what needs to get done and then compare that against the time that you have. So that's my takeaway. Know what you need to get done, whether that's a list, whether that's a calendar. Know how much time that you have to get those things done, whether it's a month or a couple of hours or it's due tomorrow. However you want to match that up, whether it's checklist, calendar, task, app, project management software, whatever that looks like, just make sure you can see it. Some people have the gift of doing it in their head. I do not. I have to get it. I will forget. So it has to come out of my head and be somewhere, preferably electronic, so that if my phone gets lost or my laptop gets stolen like it was a couple of months ago, then I can still have it. So I think we have enough now for folks on the outreach squad to kind of take away a couple of nuggets that they can use as it relates to managing their time during COVID, post COVID. It's all different now, and this is a season of learning and growing. One thing I wanted to add, so I wanted to jump back into how you can follow us. So Joe talked about the Google site, which is bit.ly/UTO Dallas. Our Twitter and Facebook is UT Outreach DFW, Instagram UT Outreach Dallas, and then also we have a YouTube page where we'll upload this. We're going to upload our 60 seconds. We're going to upload, some other material and content that we do. So our YouTube page is UT Outreach Dallas. So before we jump off, anything that y'all want to share that's just pressing on your heart before we go away, whether it's about time management or anything that you noticed today or just something that came to you that you wanted to share?
If you can, you will. That if you can and you will, and especially during this time, that we're here for you. So take advantage of all the resources and take advantage of us that we're here to support you.
Stay positive. If you do wake up early in the morning, I would say let's do some meditation. Meditation is self-reflection is really good. Starting your day or ending your day is very important. That's all I can say is stay positive during this day, because it's easy to be negative and see all the negative in everything, but you have to rise above and be positive about everything that's going on, because everything happens for a reason. Some years you may not feel that, but everything happens for a reason, and we're here for you with all the resources that we can, we're trying to share everything and help you all during this time.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much. This has been episode 2 of the UT Outreach Dallas podcast, Time Management. We look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you so much, Outreach Squad. That's
Outreach
your name, Outreach Squad.
Hook 'em. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.